Hi from me and my bowling ball attached to my abdomen. Well, what was left of my abdomen before lockdown anyway. I mean, I think I lost my abs way before lockdown, so let's just get all that straight, okay? Thought I'd jump on here, start the vlog with a fresh face today, because I have noticed that in my recent vlogs, most of my chatty, me to you parts are me looking a bit like a little boy. So you're welcome. I've put lashes on for you today. So I've just got back from my kidney appointment. Basically, if you would have watched my last video, or not the last video, the video before now, about my UTI, you'll know that I've been in hospital last week. I had a UTI. Long story short, the UTI brought on early labour, so they had to stop the contractions. The UTI brought on contractions, which in turn could have brought on preterm labour. So they had to stop the contractions by stopping the UTI like immediately, which is why I was on a drip for a few days in hospital, trying to get the antibiotics in me as quickly as possible. And they basically now need to keep checking my kidneys to make sure that infection hasn't gone into my kidneys, because the infection in my kidneys could then become sepsis, and then that's just a whole, other ball game. So they've been very on it, the hospital. They've been very good, making sure that's okay. So I've just got back from a appointment to check that there was no infection in the kidneys. But basically, when I got there, it was a premature appointment. So I got there and they were like, "Oh, you're pregnant." And I was like, "Yeah." They were like, "Oh, we're not supposed to be seeing you until you're 4 weeks postpartum." And I was like, oh no, this is happening, okay? This is still very much in there. And they said, basically they wanted to check to see if my kidneys were draining okay, but obviously if I'm pregnant, they're not going to be draining okay. She said, I could scan you now, but your kidneys will show a blockage because your baby's laying against them. So there's not much point me scanning you, because we need to see if they're draining okay, and they won't be, and blah, blah, blah. So they've rescheduled my appointment for 10 weeks time, when I will be 4 weeks postpartum. So that was a bit of I want to say it was a bit of a wasted trip out, but in lockdown, when you can't actually do anything, any reason to leave the house is fine by me, okay? So the hospital did put me on bed rest last week, and I know it's naughty, but when they put you on bed rest, the first thing you think of is, yeah, right then. I honestly thought, I'm still going to walk my dog. I'm still going to clean the house and do normal bits and stuff. Like, I'm just not going to do any strenuous exercise. But even now, what am I, like 4 or 5 days since leaving the hospital? I'm still really struggling. I definitely can't walk the dog. Up and down the stairs is a bit of a task. I'm really uncomfortable. I feel a little bit on tenterhooks now. I'm 34 weeks a day. And I feel like every day it's like, will it be today? And I know that's quite early to feel that way, but because of like last week and everything, where they were concerned I was going to go into labour, I feel like every single twinge and feeling that I get in my stomach now, it's like, is this it? So I am on genuine rest now, because I do want the baby to stay in a little bit longer, because it's still 34 weeks. I anything past 36, 37, I couldn't really care less at that point. But right now I'm a bit like, oh, I still want to keep it a little bit longer. Although I hear loads of people that go into labour now, and it's absolutely not a problem. So, we'll just have to see how it goes. But the hospital was a good thing, because it gave me a kick up the arse to pack my hospital bag, which I hadn't packed. I hadn't washed any of the baby clothes. I didn't have the car seat here. I had nothing really. So it did give me a kick up the arse last week to get things sorted. So that's now all done. So if anything, I now feel more prepared than how I was feeling. So that's good. Morning. Let's address the elephant in the room. Did you want a tutorial on this hairstyle? Yes or no? I mean, let's face it, the answer is yes. It looks gorgeous. Quick and simple. It's very early. I've just had a shower, and whilst I was in the shower, I thought to myself, I should film sort of an updated skincare routine. Not that I do an awful amount. I would normally wash my face in the shower, but I didn't. I thought, right, I'll come off, and after shower I'll come and film it. So you may or may not have seen a few vlogs ago now, or in a few weeks, that I got some new skincare when my skin was really dry. I had really bad eczema on my eyelids and just generally dry skin around my face. And so I bought all new product for dry skin, and I've still been using that, and it has, well, it's cleared up. I mean, I don't have dry skin at all anymore. So I'm still using that, and I probably will continue to use it, to be honest, until the weather changes and maybe my skin isn't as dry anymore. So I'm still going to be using those products. So if you remember from that video, it will be them. The CeraVe Hydrating Cleanser for Dry Skin. This is actually almost finished because Danny likes to use it as well. But as you can imagine, Danny doesn't really seem to appreciate skincare the way I do. He'll just like pump it loads and then just put it all over his skin like that, and oh god, it just drives me mental. So I'm actually almost out of this, but good thing is it's about £5, so it's so inexpensive. I can just pick it up in my next shop, so that's fine. Also, are you loving the Caesar's Palace dressing gown? I feel like a full-on pimp in this outfit. I bought it a few years ago at the Caesar's Palace gift shop in Las Vegas. Unbelievable. I always feel so like just fluffy and warm and cozy and an all-round legend when I wear it, so makes sense, doesn't it? So what I'm going to do first, I'm going to roll my sleeves up because I hate it when water gets on the sleeves and then starts dripping everywhere. Okay, so I'm going to rinse my hands first, just so my hands are a bit wet, so when I pump the cleanser in, it will foam up easier, so then I can start putting it onto my face.
Audio Jungle.
I also do use a lot my, oh, what was it called? Is it not Lorac? Lacura, something like that. Do you remember? I spoke about it ages ago. It was my like facial brush that I bought from Aldi. That is still really, really good. And I use that all the time. So I'm not using it today because I exfoliated yesterday. So I don't really need to use it, you know, too much. And I haven't really been wearing much makeup, so I'm not really going in on a major skin cleanse. But this is just sort of my, this is my everyday skincare routine. You know, most days I will do this really. So I'm just giving that a nice, don't forget the old neck. My neck for me is my problem area. I always want it to look really tight, but I've noticed I've started to get lines here. So I always want to try and look after my neck. So just massaging that in. So skin is feeling very clean. I'm going to wait a few minutes because it's still a bit, normally I would go over like a towel or something. I don't have a towel in here, but normally I'd go over a dry towel just to block my skin dry before I go in with my toner. The La Roche-Posay toner. This is for dry and sensitive skin. Again, I got this from Boots when my skin was really dry from the eczema, and it worked absolute wonders. It was so good. So yeah, just put a little bit on a cotton wool pad, like so. Now I'm gonna go with my moisturizer. Normally, before I had this skincare routine, I was using really perfumed moisturizers like Charlotte Tilbury, Estee Lauder, and they are so, so gorgeous. And if you don't have any skin irritation, I would really highly recommend the Charlotte Tilbury Magic Cream. I just think it is a dream, but I see it from a makeup artist point of view quite a lot. I think it's that perfect tacky consistency where foundation would stick to it really well, and that's why I like it. I don't necessarily look into it from a skincare point of view and think, wow, this is going to be amazing for my skin. I just like the texture when I put my foundation on. So if you're sort of looking for a good base before your foundation, I would really recommend that one. So this is the one that I got at the time, like I said, when I was having skin issues. This is a CeraVe SPF 25 moisturizer for sensitive skin. I really, really like this one. I think it's good to include a SPF into your routine, especially as we're getting older now. The sun is so damaging and it can make you age a lot. And I am 30 this year, so I do wear SPF underneath my moisturiser anyway, but the fact that this has one built in it, even better, less steps for me. So I just do 2 pumps of this, like that. Swish, 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 and then put it on. Now I like the consistency of this because it's quite light, so it doesn't feel too heavy. Now I prefer a heavy evening moisturiser before bed than I do a daytime moisturiser. Like I said, if I'm about to put foundation on and primers and things like that, I don't really want anything too heavy. And I do not, controversial I know, wear an eye cream in the day. I do at night, and I don't really know why, because there are so many like fors and against to wearing eye creams. A lot of people say it does the exact same thing as your moisturiser, so why do you need to wear it? But basically the skin around your eye is really thin. It's really, really, really thin, okay? So that needs a lot more sort of careful attention than the rest of your skin that's so much more dense. So obviously that's why people say don't rub your eyes and things like that, because obviously that's where you can get lots of lines. But I don't use one for the daytime, I just use one for nighttime really. So I just sort of pat that in, and it's very sort of matte in finish. It's not like dewy or anything like that. I also really like the Bobbi Brown face base vitamin C moisturiser. That's really nice. But again, the Bobbi Brown and the Charlotte Tilbury one are very perfumed. I think again great from a makeup artist point of view, because I love the texture of it before my foundation. It feels very glowy. But from just a skincare point of view, these have worked an absolute dream for me. I mean, honestly, my skin, I mean, I've got no extra on my skin anymore since I've been using them. So I will continue to use these. And again, so inexpensive. I mean, we're talking a couple of quid for each product. You know, I think this was the most expensive one. That was about £18, but everything else was like under a tenner. So there we have it. Hi, me again. I've realised that I only seem to vlog in the mornings, and then I just forget for the rest of the day, so I really need to keep that up. I keep forgetting to do it. So today is Thursday. I'm just putting some washing away. Very, very, very exciting stuff. Oh, I realise I do need to be in the camera for me to talk, otherwise it's a bit boring, isn't it? So I have actually, for the first time since last week, since leaving hospital, I have felt really good. So it's now, I got out pretty much a week ago now, and it's taken about a week for me to start feeling good again. I kept feeling really cramped, really tired. And I think it's a mixture obviously of just like being on the antibiotics, and also because it's now the 3rd trimester, so I think I just feel uncomfortable all the time anyway. So I needed to get a few bits today just from the shops and stuff, and Danny actually is working from home today, so that's been really nice, so he's been able to drive. And we went to Aldi for the first, well, it's not my first time at Aldi, but it was Danny's first time at Aldi, and I was interested to see his take on it, because Aldi is such a weird experience, isn't it? Where we have Lidl, so you have to drive by 20 minutes up the road to go to Aldi. But it is really good for baby stuff, like nappies and things like that. And there was like an offer on there. Can you tell I'm getting really out of breath just by doing absolutely nothing? There was an offer on there for like, it's kind of like a snooze pod thing. I know, very controversial, but hear me out. I'm going to show you it now actually, whilst I'm in the room next to it. So let me take you into the nursery, which is lovely, and whoa, very bright in here. Okay, so you can see it a bit better now. So this is kind of like a bit of a mess at the moment while we're trying to sort everything out. But this is what we got from Aldi. It's kind of like a giant sleepy head. we've had such mixed reviews on the sleepyhead thing. Anyone that has one seems to be in love with it. I mean, I was getting messages saying it is the best thing that they could ever have wished for. But then people that don't have one have said they were really advised against it. Do not get it. I understand that basically the baby needs to be completely and utterly supervised when on the sleepyhead. They can't fall asleep on it. You couldn't just go and make a cup of tea, that sort of thing. I'm guessing it's to do with the pillows that surround it. But the reason I got it is because I don't know whether I would use it or not. And Aldi done like a knockoff sleepyhead version for like £30. And I thought to myself, for 30 quid, I may as well get it. And if I use it and I love it, great. If I don't, it was 30 quid. Whereas the actual sleepyhead version is like £130. So, and they do loads of like I've heard their nappies are really good. So we bought a load of these. And they're like 99p for 22 nappies. So we bought a load of them and kept them in our little like nappy stash there. So yeah, I'm going to do though next week, I'm going to do a video on what's in my hospital bag. So I'm not going to show you too much now because like I said, most of it will be shown in next week's video. But we do have the crib up. We've got the next to me, which will be going in our room obviously. And I've got my little swing chair thing there as well. So it's really exciting actually to see everything that's come together. This room gets so much light in here though. Seriously, look, it looks like heaven. Like you can't even see anything. So I'm just sitting down for 5 minutes because just exhaustion takes it out of you now doing nothing. Oh God, I really feel like I'm on the home stretch now with this pregnancy. I personally believe I'm not going to make it full term. I know a lot of people probably feel that way because they can't believe how big they're getting and they've obviously never seen their body change like this before, but I really cannot imagine that I'm going to go another 6 weeks. I'm 34 weeks at the time of filming this video, and I just feel like so exhausted and so out of breath, cramped, difficult to move and stuff, and so for me right now I just can't physically imagine growing for another 6 weeks. It seems absolutely absurd to me, but maybe everyone feels this way. Maybe this is exactly what happens. But yeah, I'm just feeling a bit tired. All I've done was put some clothes away, but I do need to do some hoovering, so I'm going to do that. I'm going to put another wash load on. It also makes you feel better anyway when you do a bit of cleaning and, you know, just productive bits around the house. I know that when I eventually do sit down tonight, I feel like I've done something, you know. So I have just arrived at Marks and Spencer's. Very fancy, I know. It's the first time I've been out on my own since I got out of hospital, and I know when I talk about getting out of hospital, I make out that I had all my limbs amputated and I can't do anything. I can move, I am agile, but I feel very tender, very vulnerable at the moment, you know, so I'm a bit crampy and things like that, and so I haven't really wanted to drive or do anything. But today, Danny had to work this morning and it's Mother's Day tomorrow, so I thought, right, I'm gonna come to Marksy's and get some lovely flowers for our mums. And it's just so nice for me to get out of the house, you know, feel motivated like I'm doing something, because I have been pretty much on bed rest for last week, but I am starting to feel better. So I'm now at Marksy's. I'll sort of, if I can, I'll show you what they sort of have in there, but I was a bit of a creep taking my phone out and video recording things like sandwiches. So let's see if I do it or not. So it is still me, by the way, just looking a little different than earlier. Anyone else do that? Get up in the morning, put all their makeup on, and then halfway through the day, when they realise they've got nothing else to leave the house for, they're like, I'll just take all my makeup off now. So I got back from Marksy's. No, I didn't video anything in there. I did feel like a weirdo if I did, because it was so busy. So it wasn't a good opportunity for me to get the old camera out. But these are the flowers we got. We got 2 bouquets for my mum and Danny's mum. And I liked them because the lilies weren't out yet. Controversial about lilies. A lot of people hate the smell of them. I love the smell of them. I just find them a bit messy with the old pollen. But when they come out, they're just beautiful, aren't they? So got some of them. Ready for tomorrow. Got some cards. And that's about it really. Oh, and today I've just been decluttering and cleaning all of my kitchen because, let me show you here. So in our sort of like utility room, this is where the baby station's going to be. So I've got my prep machine here, the bottle, hang on, I'm trying to work out where, the bottle sterilizer there, obviously the microwave on top of the sterilizer stuff, because a lot of the bottles we can sterilise in the microwave, so it just made sense for it to be here. And it was nice to have it all in one area, just like the utility sort of bit. So yeah, we've just been cleaning the whole kitchen, like literally scrubbing it. We've cleaned every single cupboard, so inside the cupboards are all like really clean now. I feel I've been very, very productive. And it's now really grey and rainy and horrible. So, but it is now 3:30, so probably time for me to put my feet up, chill out for a bit, give Don a cuddle, and wait for our takeaway this evening. No, it's not Jennifer Lopez on your screen. It's only me, just looking stunning for the millionth time in this video, actually. We are now on our way to get the one and only Bella Napoli. Danny calls it Bella Napella. Annoying. It's Bella Napoli. It's an Italian chain. And they do like pizza, pasta, and it is so delicious. Danny introduced me to it when I was living in Ipswich in a flat, and it was amazing. You used to get it all the time, didn't you, when you used to live in Ipswich? But we never get it really anymore. Only actually in lockdown, just to mix up our takeaways. So we're on our way to get that. We've ordered a salsa rosa pasta, and a Hawaiian pizza. And for those that are wondering, yes, pineapple does belong on pizza.
Audio Jungle. Audio Jungle. Audio Jungle.